We are go.
We're go.
All systems are going. The audio's working. We did a fucking whole podcast about. It has to be like 10 days ago now.
Yeah.
Wow. That's probably generous.
Yeah.
Probably generous 10. And all to nothing. Twice now we've done that.
This is the second time. One of my favorite things is the idea of releasing those podcasts with no audio on it.
We will get that. We will do that. I don't know why we already haven't. But
Yeah.
because they're still in the bank.
Yeah.
Still in the bank.
Just have it. Wouldn't it be funny if that's the one that goes viral? You know, it would be the most feral sunflowers thing to ever happen that we release a silent podcast.
You know what we're gonna do though? We're gonna subtitle it.
That would be fucking funny. Yeah, let's get some lip reader to fucking. Yeah.
We're gonna subtitle it and it's gonna be mayhem. I recently watched this video where it was Joji?
Yes.
Joji and his alter ego, Filthy Frank, who's probably
Yeah.
And Filthy Frank is kind of like his like a online persona, but it's probably more him than Joji is. But anyway, he did this video where he did Japanese subtitles and spoken in Japanese. Cheers. And subtitled it accordingly. And some like Japanese guy was like translating, and the translations were completely different. It was like, oh, this is how you say hello or whatever, and it's like instead it was like I've got 4 Jews in my basement. Classic Filthy. Classic old Frankie boy.
Yeah, bro.
You heard about Whoopi?
Whoopi
Goldberg?
No.
So Whoopi Goldberg was on The View.
Yeah.
And they were talking about the Holocaust.
Okay.
As you do on The View.
I'm like, if there's any place to talk about the Holocaust, it's The View.
It's a safe space. And she said that the Jews were not a race of people. Not incorrect.
Right.
Being Jewish is Jewishness is I'd say religion.
Yeah, right. And then there's like a nation that was created in like the mid-40s after the war, right? They took some land and
it's a gray area. It's not right. It's not wrong. But it's mostly correct because you can become Jewish, and then you can also renounce your Jewishness.
Can you imagine?
But you can't not be black.
Right. Well, that'd be funny. Some Jewish guy being like just renouncing his Jewishness, but he still has like an Israeli passport. Yeah, it's just like this awkward moment, like in the fucking airport all the time, where they're just like, "So you're Jewish?" And he goes, "No, but yes."
He hands over his fucking Palestinian passport. They're like, "This doesn't exist."
Yeah. Those Palestinians, man, they have a tough time over there.
They do indeed.
Not a crowd favorite in Israel.
Is it there or is it not? Who fucking knows?
So Whoopi Goldberg was talking about Jews on The View.
Yeah, she's like, they were like talking about like the whole thing, the whole Holocaust thing, and she was saying like it wasn't, it's not about race. It's about man's inhumanity against man. And she rustled a few feathers. She's been suspended.
Right. Okay.
For I don't know if it's indefinite, but it's at least 2 weeks. But I don't disagree with it. I made a TikTok.
Right.
We're completely against her, obviously, just for lols. But no, after a bit of further consideration, yeah, I agree.
Right.
I agree because you can become a Jew, and then you can also not be a Jew.
Right. I've never looked into this.
Not really.
But it would be. But
we struggle with race. 18, 19 episodes.
Yeah. This is basically this whole thing has been like a racism recovery. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like us being like, I think we hate everybody, and then slowly but surely being like, eh.
You know what's funny? Just like having the privilege to like not even know what race is as well. Yeah, that's white privilege, dude. I've got no fucking idea what race is. We've discussed it in detail.
Yeah, that's white privilege. Some guy in the middle of Nairobi that only lives with his tribe has no idea what race is. He's got all the white privilege in the fucking world. He's never even seen another fucking race.
He's fucking blue.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how black he is.
Yeah. Him and his fucking tribe just been wandering all over the desert. They got no fucking idea about the geopolitical complications of Israel.
They get a few fucking just like there's like religious people that go over to like colonize there, like to spread their religion.
Yeah.
Fucking murder them.
Yeah.
Don't know what race is.
And I respect that.
That's right.
You know, because listen, if you've been on North Sentinel Island for all the 30 years of your life, and then some guy comes up with a Bible, and you're like, what the fuck color even is that? You
exactly.
know? And he's like,
you shouldn't exist.
Missionary. Yeah. They're like, what the fuck is that?
Missionaries, yeah. And then some like weed from like over in like in America.
Yeah.
You know, like 12 years old at high school, and they're like, no, that's racist.
Yeah.
They don't understand what what racism is. And neither do we.
No one did at 12. That's the other thing. Like the shit that we said in like COD lobbies,
right?
Like Call of Duty lobbies. I think we would all have been like, if there was a recording of the things that we all called each other during like a Call of Duty match when our mics were on, we would be cancelled so hard.
Oh, massively so. It was a good time.
Yeah,
it was a good time. But there was no hate in our heart.
No, it was just rage.
It was just
getting fucking sniped from across because some fucking assholes camping.
That's right.
You know,
and they were definitely of a certain nationality.
Right. They were of some nationality. But you didn't fucking know. You couldn't see them. You just had to pick one.
You guess. There's this great Mark Norman joke, and he's like, no one's racist until they like, it might be Mark Norman. It's someone, but they're driving and just like and just sort of like a specific race goes past them, and you're like, fucking typical.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It's classic of them.
Yeah.
Those bloody Mexicans, those Asians.
Yeah. It could literally be anyone.
It could be.
It could be someone of your own race, and you're like, you fucking people.
But you do see them, and you register what nationality they are, and you're like, typical.
Yeah. I think the only caveat to that is if they have like a Jesus bumper sticker or something. You know what I mean? Like some like religious fucking thing in their car, and you're like, those fucking Christians.
Yeah, I mean, there are negative stereotypes to every like nationality, every race, every type, every group of people.
Yeah,
and that's what you immediately go to.
But I would like to, because like I don't know all the races. Yeah. I don't know all the races on the planet though. That's the thing. Like what are the stereotypes about like Lithuanians? You know,
Lithuanians very close to Russia.
Yeah, like other Russian people, like all those fucking Lithuanians. Oh, they're slippery.
I think Lithuanians are they're like the Texas of America. They're like the sort of what do you call them? The Hicks. I think they're dumb.
The Hicks, right?
I think that's what the vibe is there. They're like, you're from Lithuania, you're a dumbass.
Right, and then the Lithuanians are like, oh no, Russians and us, they're cool. But those fucking Latvians, they're pieces of shit. And then the Latvians are like, the Lithuanians are fine, but those fucking serfs. Like those goddamn fucking Czechoslovakians.
Yeah, and that's like translatable to like the Middle East. You've got like the Georgians who are probably like the Japanese. Yeah. Like of the Asians. And then you go down a bit, you get to sort of you go past the whatever sea it is.
Yeah.
And then you start getting into like Lyria. You start getting into Syria and places Kazakhstan.
Okay, yeah.
And Kakistan, whatever it is.
Yeah. So many stans.
Lots of stans.
It's weird.
Stan of society.
Truly. No. And then the stans are like, yeah, no, that stan's fine, but that other stan.
So what we got in trouble?
Right.
We're supposed to have a but no one cares really.
Yeah, right. And it's
no one really cares.
It strikes me as funny because the whole like woke agenda, and there's literally nothing more woke than The View.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like, but here's the thing.
I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan of Whoopi's comments.
Right.
It was bold.
Got it.
And she's beautiful.
Stunning and brave. Stunning and brave.
But genuinely though.
But stunning and brave.
Yeah.
And
that comment.
It's like thoughts and prayers. You know what I mean? Like when something terrible happens, they're like, oh my God, this horrible calamity has happened. Fiji is underwater, and they go, hey, thoughts and prayers.
It brings like a certain realism to the whole I would prefer to see a Nazi memorabilia than I live, laugh, love.
I literally rather would if I was walking into a girl's house.
But that's what that is, right? The view, there's the
Yeah.
view, and then like in comes Whoopi with fucking Nazi memorabilia.
Would it be funny if in like the next episode when she gets like unsuspended, she's in like a fucking wife beater and she's just got like the fucking like SS tattoos and she's like the thunderbolts and shit.
She's really doubling down.
Yeah, she's like a fucking stormtrooper, like in her downtime.
She's got funny, the way she's apologized is quite good. The way she's done it,
Right,
it's very sort of divisive.
right. How did she apologize?
Well, she's like, I understand like why my words hurt people.
Right, yeah, right. That's fucking great.
She's good, man. Like when I said like, she's like sort of bold and beautiful like that. I meant the stance.
Hey man,
Genuinely.
you can want to fuck Whoopi Goldberg. That's
And there's that as well.
right.
Ever since fucking what was she in, dude?
Sister Act.
Yeah. Ever since Sister Act.
Yeah.
She's been on my radar ever since.
Yeah, I think
I've been preaching.
Yeah,
I've been praying.
he's been going to the good Lord. One of the things that
He will receive.
you're gonna fucking receive it.
I want to get pegged by Whoopi Goldberg. That's what I'm saying.
She would fucking do it.
No,
too.
definitely, yeah.
Yeah,
She's not pegged someone.
yeah.
Mm.
Just as I reckon, she'd just push your head down into those pillows, and you got one eye looking up at this fucking like signed Hitler portrait or some shit.
Definitely.
You know,
With a mirror in my hand as well. I want to watch.
Yeah. Okay. I
want to see how into it she
you could
is.
film it and just watch it, and from the third person.
Yes.
As well, later to sort of savor the memories.
Oh, I'll be filming it.
Yeah.
She'll-
Multiple angles.
She's filming it. She's sending me a copy.
Well, if anyone could actually film something really well, it would be her, because she actually has directed movies.
That's right. Oh, she had.
But it strikes me as funny because like the view is so like woke and they're so like pretentious about it. But like black people and like people of color, which technically means everybody.
She's Jewish.
Because is she?
Mm.
Interesting.
Goldberg. That's a Jewish name. She changed her name from Karen to Whoopi. And
Right.
actually, Karen joke in there on my TikTok. Did
Yeah.
terribly.
Right.
And I think that there's a conspiracy against anyone talking badly of Whoopi.
I think so.
She is Jewish.
Listen.
You're not telling me a Jewish man didn't somehow orchestrate TikTok.
Right.
You won't tell me that.
It was Whoopi.
It was Whoopi.
She's been behind this the whole time.
Every hashtag.
She controls the weather.
She does.
She's
Terribly.
behind all the banks and everything. But like it strikes me because like Whoopi being a black woman, which is usually quite high up in the whole woke hierarchy,
Yeah.
that they would suspend her still, because usually if anyone could get away with saying some shit like that on the wokest show ever, it's a black woman.
She said that it was two groups of white people going at it.
Right.
There was two white groups.
Yeah. Right.
Not incorrect.
Well, yeah.
Who's more racist than a person of color?
Other people of
The
color.
Chinese.
The Chinese, yeah.
The Chinese hate everyone.
Isn't that funny though that like the whole like black struggle thing was like the black struggle,
Yeah.
and then it just got co-opted, and it's like the people of color, like everyone hopped on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
People of color. Are you a little bit brown? Were you in the sun a little too long today?
How close were you born to the equator?
Yeah, exactly.
You're in.
You're in. Yeah.
Obama 118. Come on in.
Yeah. We never did get a birth certificate.
No.
No, but it's fucking weird to me. But like, here's the thing about these people, right?
These people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
These celebrities, these famous people.
Okay.
No, not racist. We're trying to get monetized. But here's the thing about these like famous people, right? These celebrities. They're all demons. Listen, if you're a famous actor or you're a famous actress or you're a famous pop star, and how old's Whoopi? She's easily in her 60s by now.
You're either in or you're not. You're either evil and you're in, or you're out and you're not evil.
Put it this way.
You're normal.
They haven't spent a lot of time in the last 60 years thinking about other people.
No.
It's very much like me and my career.
Yeah.
So
Me, myself, and me.
yeah, me,
Great
myself. Exactly.
Starring every celebrity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, that's like how these people operate. Like, you even hear stories of some celebrities like telling interns and shit to just look at the ground.
You talking about Ellen?
Yeah, there's been a couple other people like that as well. They're just being like, don't look at me, don't talk to me. Blah, blah, blah.
Bill Gates has come out to be a bit of an unsavory character. Did you see that fun interview with him? And they were talking about Epstein because he's on the Epstein list.
Yeah,
He's been
26 times.
Oh, cool.
I've not flown with my own fucking family 26 times.
I haven't seen them 26 times.
Yeah.
In the last 26 years. And thank goodness.
What have I become? My
A better man.
sweetest friend.
Much better, thank you.
You know,
That's
look,
what I've become.
this podcast is going to do wonders for, you know, our familial relations.
You know, saying that, we almost had a guest today.
Yeah,
and he pulled out.
Asshole.
And as we were talking about it last night, he's like, oh yeah, I want to come to the pod. First thing I thought of, what have I said about you? I'm like, oh, because he goes, oh, I'm keen to come to the pod. But before then, he's like, oh, you know, how's the podcast going? I'm like, great. Like, have you been watching along? You know, the fucking she's so Raven. She's so Raven.
Yeah.
I had that she's so Raven moment. I'm like, oh fuck. Go back in the past.
Yeah. Like,
so all the shit that I've talked about.
Yeah.
Which is nothing at all.
Yeah, no, I don't think we ever talked about him.
No, I don't think we have.
He's a sweet kid. But yeah,
but that's what I thought.
Yeah, it's like, whatever.
And that's the life that we live now.
Yeah,
it's the reverse Raven.
Yeah, and
the reverse Raven, love that.
Do you ever have like someone close to you that you
Never.
care about? No, you're like,
never. No.
But like someone you really know goes,
I wish.
yeah, let me just link, send me a link to one of your podcasts, and you start going through your mind of just like which one is just not going to offend them to the degree that they'll actually talk to me again.
I was at a family. Oh, dude! Like my family don't know anything about like my comedy. But I was at a family event. In the weekend, my mum was up.
Oh yeah.
And I was telling my little cousin, he's 16. Oh, do you have a TikTok? He's like, nah, I don't fucking TikTok. But you know, I watch it. I'm like, yeah, I'm on TikTok.
Right.
Check out my shit.
Yeah.
And there's 3 people in my family now that know I'm on TikTok. And I told one specific member, I'm like, you're not gonna like this. This isn't for you.
Yeah. This is.
I told her one of my jokes like fucking a year ago, and she was like,
yeah.
What?
And you could have it all. You know, it's just playing in your head as you like start to go over all that shit. You're like, fuck.
My uncle, my auntie want to come and see me perform.
Really?
And you know what? When they fucking do, I'm gonna go all out, dude.
Wow.
All my shit.
All your shit.
My shit.
Yeah. He's gonna go out and be like, this is about me. You know.
I might even premise it with like their presence. Say, hey, like you know, my auntie and uncle are here today, so I'm gonna tone it up.
Yeah.
But yeah,
fucking choose. Like it just becomes like a rally. You know.
Of my my character.
Yeah. It just
Are you for or against? Because it's not. There's nowhere in the middle.
Yeah. Right. It's just kind of like this very, very jagged tightrope act. You know, between comedy. I think is always a very fine line between like comedy and just genuine mental illness. Because we've had gigs, we've been at gigs, and it's like it's watching mental illness in real time, and you're like, oh, this is some kind of release valve for you,
right?
You know. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
It's probably gonna be a thirsty dog.
But listen, you didn't fly with Epstein 26 fucking times.
No.
So
you saw that interview where he's like, he's dead now.
No, I haven't.
Oh, that's a great interview, man. I don't want to ruin it almost, but basically in the interview, he's like, oh, so your relationship with like Epstein, what's the hell about it? And he's like, well, he puts a lot of money into the health system or whatever, and I'm into that, and that's why. And they're like, oh, well, it's strange, like he's big, he's been seen to be this unsavory character, and he's like, oh, well, he's dead now.
Right.
I think he says it like twice.
What a great way to like sweep shit under the rug. Yeah, he's dead. Oh, what are you gonna do?
This isn't a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are we still talking about this?
Yeah, listen, he was
Next
strangled.
question.
Would it be fucking funny if he like slips up? He's like, yeah, look, he was strangled. It doesn't matter. And everyone's like,
It's like the
you know what I mean? Because it's like the whole like Epstein didn't kill himself thing.
Yeah. He's like, oh, the bodyguards are sleeping, right? It's like that's not public knowledge.
Yeah.
That would be a cool little. There's no one that high up, man. There's no one that high up that's like that like wants to give people the information. Because imagine if that was what it was. They were like, this is the bodyguards were asleep. The prison wardens were asleep, and it's like actually we only gave that knowledge out to like a certain percentage of the like populace. How do you know that?
Right.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Just talking about conspiracy and a conspiracy, but one can dream.
We sent Prince Andrew in because he doesn't sweat. Wasn't going to leave any fucking DNA behind.
My mum and my father are watching King Richard tonight. Yeah, there's a movie out called King Richard. And I said, oh, I think it's supposed to be better than Prince Andrew. They didn't get it. I thought it was funny.
I think a biopic of Prince Andrew would be one of the most horrific but most entertaining displays of just human degeneracy I think you could ever fucking imagine.
Well, there is one out actually. It's the interview that he has.
Really?
Well,
yeah.
I actually don't have sweat glands. Oh my god, I lost them in the war.
Yes.
I lost all my sweat glands.
yeah.
All of them.
And the way he studies is like, and you can see the kids going,
yeah. Oh shit!
He's like,
I practice this. Fuck.
I don't sweat. It's like you can tell he never had to lie in his fucking life.
I think it was great that it was like a female reporter as well, because that like he doesn't speak to. This is just my take on it, because obviously I think that he's probably a sexist man, and it was great they put a fucking female reporter in there because like he's just not going to have the same
aggression.
Right. He's not going to have the same sort of what do you call it? When like he's not going to have the same composure that he would when he was just speaking to a fella. That's what he's used to. They threw a lady in there with vagina and he fucking froze up like a clam.
Yeah, because I mean like because they're all about appearances, so like they put a guy in there and he can get a little aggressive about it.
Yeah, and he's used to speaking to a fella like with the authority that he usually like he presents himself
with. He's a prince. He's like fuck you, do what I say.
So like, they throw a lady in there, they throw a wee clam in there, and
throw a wee clam.
And he's like, oh fuck, like I've got to speak to this person like a human being, which I'm not used to. And I
have to treat them like I would treat women as a representative of this fucking,
which is not what I'm used to.
Yeah. And I think
I don't speak to women.
Yeah, exactly. Like he probably he certainly doesn't speak to them. No. He speaks to girls though. But he's in them DMs. But
he's got a guy for that.
Yeah.
He doesn't even do that.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna have to find a new guy. That's gotta be a son of a bitch.
He had a guy.
The administration for all like the powerful pedophiles, like the administrative work that they must have had to do to find a new guy.
Right.
Must have been a fucking. How do you find another guy like that with his own island? He's got a plane. He'll fly you there. Or where are they going to find another one of these people? And it's funny, that island is for sale.
Things were so good.
Back in the day, I tell you, I bet you there's another little island somewhere.
Oh, there's 10.
Yeah, they're sitting around. There's going, back in the day.
Yeah.
Remember wine and cheese night at Jeff's place?
Like, Jeff's was like the epitome of it. But there was 10 others. But like there was like, it's like what tier are you on?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to Jeff's this weekend. It's like it's finally my chance.
Yeah, right.
To make it. I'm gonna really smooth talk that. It wasn't even about fucking children then. It was about getting in good with the old Epstein channel.
You're right. Yeah. I mean, what a fuck, and I bet it's just like high school. Isn't it funny how the more things change, the more they stay the same?
Yeah. Everything is high school still. Everything is everything is high school.
Yeah, we never truly leave.
No.
Well,
most of us don't.
Most of us don't. The ones who
we've left.
I left before I left. You know what I mean?
I was hardly ever there.
I was out the building,
Mm.
bro. I was out. I was gone.
I had very few friends, but like the friends I had were actual friends,
Mm.
and I really enjoyed high school because of that.
Yeah.
But like for that was only a very small percentage at the time.
Yeah.
Because you're in the cattle drive, you could call it.
Yeah, you're just getting like herded together.
Mm.
Yeah. I brought something to the podcast today.
Oh, fantastic.
How you feel about World War III?
Yeah, or Russia, right?
It's coming.
Mm.
It's coming.
I'm a big reader of the paper at the moment for the last month, actually.
Right.
I'm like, I want to do this every day.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, they're really surrounded. But you know, we've got U.S. troops over there now. We've got British troops over there now. The British have already sent weapons over.
Yeah.
This is stuff you already know.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to our fans right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
They've sent troops over. The British have sent troops.
Yeah, the British have sent troops now too. 80,000 maybe. That might be wrong.
See, because like what I thought had happened, I thought the state of it was that Russia sent troops to the Ukraine, the Ukrainian border.
Yes.
They were like,
correct.
hey, United Nations was like, hey, can you fucking not?
That's right.
And then Russia was like, okay, we're just running an exercise. Relax. It's like that fucking asshole who's just like Schrodinger's asshole. You know, it's like that guy who decides whether or not he was joking based on people's reactions around him. You know?
I don't.
Like, like Jeremy is such a piece of shit. And everyone goes, what the fuck? He goes, I was kidding.
The guy's like sleeping like in the staff room. He's like, does anyone talk shit about me?
Yeah.
I was just checking.
Yeah.
Kind of like that or not?
Yeah. Or it's just like, hey, Cynthia, you look fucking fat in that dress. Or like, you know, and everyone's just like, what the fuck? He goes, I was kidding. Can't you take a joke? You're like that fucking guy. You know, but if everyone said, yeah, Cynthia, you a fat piece of shit, it'd be like, you know, like, just one of those fucking people.
They said it all started because like the whole Russian sort of movement started because they were jealous. It was an ego thing.
That was Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, like China and India are getting all the attention. That's a big jump. That's a big leap.
I feel like someone was projecting.
Yeah.
There.
I feel you. Russia always had their sort of eyes on the prize. They hate NATO. It's all about NATO, right?
Yeah. The geopolitical complexities of trying to literally invade the Ukraine just because you're like, because ego.
Yeah.
There is no amount of any kind of egotistical benefit that would be fucking worth going to fucking war for.
Backed by China, the Russians.
Right.
I think it's formal.
That's fucking crazy. So Russia was all like, yeah, no, we're just kidding. And then they left, but they left all the gear there.
Oh, really? Was this a while back?
I think it was like a week ago.
Oh shit!
They left, like all the troops receded, but they left all the tanks and artillery and everything on the Russian side.
That was still there, man.
Yeah, and then so I didn't know that the British have sent troops over.
Yeah, the British have troops over there now, and so do the US.
The United States was just like, yeah, you guys should prepare for imminent invasion.
Yeah, and then they rescinded the imminent comment because they're like, shit, like just in case. We don't really want to like. We don't want to push this envelope just in case Russia's like, all right, fucking, you're talking about imminent.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you imminent.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you imminent.
Yeah,
exactly. So they rescind that comment. They're like, actually, no, we're just gonna say that this looks dodgy.
Yeah.
For lesser use of a better word.
Yeah, is the Ukraine part of like the whole? Well, because it's not part of the Commonwealth.
So the Ukraine are NATO,
Okay.
which is part of the they're part of like, I don't really know what NATO is, but kind of. So NATO's like basically the rest of the world apart from fucking China, Russia, and then Russia are also kind of backed by the surrounding nations, countries of the Ukraine. You've got like the ones that surround them anyway. Yeah. I don't know which ones they are specifically, but so yeah, they kind of back Russia. So that's why Russia have been able to sort of impede their influence so easily. This is all shit that I've just learned fucking 2 or 3 weeks ago, but I've been reading it every day. So like, it's in there. But yeah, the whole thing's nature because like the Russians claim that they want the border of NATO, which pushes out like towards the Russian and also like it blocks off the sea that's underneath the Ukraine.
Right.
They're like, you're fucking our supplies. You're going to take control of like that sea. We're not going to be able to use it like economically and strategically for war. You're fucking us. So like we're going to start doing this shit. I think it's all about that sea, really.
Yeah. Wouldn't it make more sense just to make a deal with the Ukraine? They're not.
They don't want to hear it.
They don't want it, but they're not a huge nation. Just give them a couple bucks.
They're pretty big, dude.
The Ukraine.
It's no, like not only in a strategic position, because like that's the only sort of way to get to that body of water is through the Ukraine, and it's a lot of landmass. They don't have a huge army. They don't have a big economic standpoint in the world.
Right.
But their location is fucking top notch.
Okay.
And plus, they're not really on board with the Russians is an issue.
Because they were formerly part of the Soviet Union.
They
And
were?
I think the Ukraine was a big proponent of leaving. They wanted to leave the Soviet Union.
Right. Okay, that's where it started.
So I think they've always had beef about that. And then when Chernobyl happened, they were like, fuck it, we're leaving. Because I don't think they ever wanted to be part of the Soviet Union.
I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was a dog shit. Fuck it. Like it never worked. One of the things I love is when people are like, oh, it's not real communism. It's like, how many times does humanity have to try this before you're like, it doesn't work?
Communism?
Communism, socialism, like it doesn't work.
Right.
It doesn't work. How many times we got to try? How many millions of people have to die of starvation?
Yeah, exactly.
Before like you guys are just like, it's not a thing.
Russia's not bustling land of prosperous like people.
Right.
It stinks there.
Right.
It's stinky.
Stinky boys. Maybe that's why they want
Also
the ocean.
stinky boys too.
Yeah. Maybe that's why they want the ocean. They just want to fucking like
They want to wash.
cleanse themselves.
It's a beach thing.
Yeah.
They want a beach.
Yeah, they want a beach because all their water's frozen over. They're just, they're just like, hey, we can't have.
They're big surfers, the Russians.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Mm.
Oh, yes, I'm going to fucking cover it up.
They're really into their downtime, the Russians. That's what has always stricken me about the Russians. Just like they're
Very calm people.
Yeah, very calm. They like their downtime.
Very into R&R.
Yeah.
You know.
Big on R&R.
Yeah.
Big on R&R, the Russians.
Yeah. Well,
that's where it came from.
Yeah. Crafting potato shivs and fucking making vodka in like a fucking tin that got fished out of Chernobyl. You know. Shit's fucking retarded. So I hope World War III doesn't start because it's not a vibe.
Well, it's not a vibe, and we're of age. We're in that bracket.
I have asthma.
You've got asthma.
I've got asthma. I've got asthma and flat feet, so I'm not going.
You've got flat feet. That's
yeah.
You had those run the wrong way.
Yeah.
You need to leave with the flat feet.
Yeah. Flat feet and asthma that I won't take in the military.
I've got arthritis in my family.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could have
Burst an eardrum.
Could have had something funny.
Yeah, that's what they did with Vietnam when they were drafting people for Vietnam.
I've got dyslexia.
Yeah, I've got dyslexia. Yeah, but people would like burst an eardrum,
and
that would render you unable to serve.
Oh shit! I can only hear one ear. Twin syndrome, motherfucker.
There you go.
That means that like there's this nerve like that connects like from your ear to your eye, that it's just not there.
Right.
Didn't develop.
Okay. Fair.
Dwayne, motherfucker.
Dwayne.
Who's that guy?
I don't know.
I want to fuck him up.
Yeah.
But not when a war happens. Then I want to give him a big hug.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't be going, but listen, I'll provide moral support.
Via Twitter.
Via Twitter. You know, some guy's just like crouching in a foxhole and he's just like, fuck. He's trying to call his wife one last time. He's scrolling through, just sees my comment. Keep going, chief. And he's just like, I can do this.
No. So it's like all this real passive aggressive shit. Like jokes. But yeah, you're fighting a good fight. Yeah. Your effort's worthwhile.
It's just gifs of like a bald eagle. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like just the whole my whole Twitter feed just becomes
some Russian version of the bald eagle.
Yeah. I'm digging it.
He's the skinny fucking eagle.
You know,
surfing.
Do you reckon like the Russia? I don't know. Who do you reckon would win World War III?
Well, they've got China, and China have a lot of weapons. and Germany are backing them this time. Germany's got a fucking lot of land.
You're right.
This is me talking out my ass.
Wow. Yeah. Sorry, keep going. Yeah, go.
Yeah, so Germany are on the world side this time.
Can you imagine what a fucking redemption arc?
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Germany started World War One. Germany started World War Two, and then Germany sides with the Allies and all the people that beat the crap out of them in World War One and Two, and they side against Russia and China.
What's going to be great is like all the people that were in, even like obviously like no one that was in World War II is going to be fighting in World War III.
That'd be fucking hilarious.
But you've got like dads who held grudges and granddads who held grudges that pass that on.
Yeah.
So they're akin.
Yeah.
Is that word?
Yeah.
And so you've got a lot of racist motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a bit of strife, but not a lot of strife. I feel like less strife than there would be. There's less racism in the world nowadays. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I know, definitely. Yeah, there is. Well,
Let's
it
be
depends
fair.
where you are. If you're Japanese and you're walking through Chinatown, you're gonna have some issues.
Yeah,
But-
you're just some white American with fucking a train tattoo on your hand. You
Yeah.
get beaten the fuck up by the Yakuza because you're not hiding your tattoos.
Tattoos. Yeah. You don't have to worry about. They're like, oh, you Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
You know, and you're
That's
just
the
like,
same thing.
yeah, and you're like, yeah, no, so I fucking big fan.
Big
You
fan.
start doing the, yeah, you just start trying to
Shimon.
moonwalk. Yeah. Oh, you start moonwalking and
You
shit.
start fucking children.
Yeah. It's gotta be authentic.
You gotta really get in there, You gotta own the part.
Yeah, and that's how you're gonna help the war effort.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Damn, it's annoying that you've got to leave early. How early do you have to leave?
Oh, like now.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But hey, you know what? I think we're gonna provide a lot of moral. I think between the two of us, we can provide enough moral support for these troops to fight World War III.
The amount of moral support that we've already provided pre World War III already in a short span of 20 minutes, maybe even 10. I think that's almost enough. That is the war effort. We are the war effort.
We are the war effort.
Mm.
We're gonna rename the podcast. The war effort. We are the war effort.
WW3 war effort.
Yeah, but you know what'd be funny, and this is what I'd love to see. I would love to see World War III happen, and
Premise that, please. Post premise.
yeah, no,
Suffix it.
Stop it. I would love to see Germany join the Allies and be on like the right side of history this time, but I want them to bring the Nazis back. Yeah, because how awkward do you think it would be if they were like, they had the Nazi outfits, they had the Nazi flags, they pull it all out of the museums, they start pulling it all out, but they're on the right side of history this time.
Yeah, they don't have the time.
Yeah, they don't have the
They
time.
don't have the time to make new uniforms. Although they had the time to fucking make flamethrowers and to convert like old bicycle fucking bicycle warehouses into like flamethrower places, but they don't have the time to
It's just the pedals. He's just fucking cranking it. He's just fucking spitting flame everywhere. But I would love that because they've got to get their old like granddad's like Nazi uniforms out, and everyone's got, it's like Avengers Endgame. All the different nations are standing side by side.
so many medals, dude.
Yeah. And then people just looking over, and it's just like the SS uniforms and shit fighting the Russians. And it's like they're not exactly going to complain because it's like, hey, these guys are helping us beat the Russians, and then the Russians will become the Nazis.
They've all got newly like tattooed swastikas on their foreheads.
Yeah.
It's just
They just go full into it.
it's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
You can't have this without that.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be fucking hilarious. They're just like, they're just like saluting and shit.
Nazis 2.0.
Yeah, but on the right side of history this time, they're just like, oh no, we just want to clear this up. Like we just want to redeem ourselves. We just very much like the uniform. It was designed by Hugo Boss.
Until they go like Mussolini on us. Am I getting that right? Mussolini
Probably, yeah.
He's the Italian guy.
He was the Italian guy, yeah.
He was and then they turned on everyone else.
Yeah.
That was him.
I think so.
Was it Mussolini? Yeah, until they go Mussolini on us and they fucking when things start going a bit froggy during the war.
Yeah.
And they're like, shit.
They start fighting both sides.
Yeah. Thing on.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Who would have seen that coming? World War I, we fought the Nazis. World War II, we fought the Nazis. World War III, we fought with the Nazis. That's redemption.
Luck doesn't come in threes.
No, sir.
No.
Will we ever get this channel monetized?
Get on our TikToks, motherfuckers.
Yeah, TikTok.